Good day, learners. Our subject for today is English 5 for quarter 1, week 5 and 6. And our topic is cause and effect and problem solution. For our learning objectives, at the end of the lesson, you are expected to differentiate compound and complex sentence and use them in showing cause and effect and problem solution relationship of ideas. Sentences are important features of language. A sentence is composed of a subject and a predicate. It may be written in varied forms, such as simple, compound, and complex. They are differentiated based on how they are written. Also, these sentences may contain varying themes and are helpful in expressing one's beliefs and feelings. Let us study the sentences below. First, I read a book in astronomy and I became interested in the subject. Astronomy deals with the study of heavenly bodies and those others found in the solar system and the universe. I wanted to be an astronomer, but my father said no. Would I follow him or follow my dream? Mother says to follow my heart. The first, third, and fourth sentences are compound sentences. They are composed of two simple sentences or independent clauses of related ideas. These clauses or sentences are connected by coordinating conjunctions such as and, or, for, but, nor, so, and yet. Sentences may be developed in cause and effect and problem solution forms. These sentences are usually written in compound sentence, which is a type of sentence composed of two independent clauses combined by semicolon, comma, or conjunctions, and complex sentence, which is a type of sentence composed on one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses sentences. Now, what is cause and effect? This sentence development shows clear relationship between ideas, showing the cause why a certain thing happens and an effect of the identified cause. Example, the astronauts successfully landed, so they spent a day on the moon's surface. The cause in this sentence is the astronauts successfully landed, and the effect, they spent a day on the moon's surface. Another example, this astronomy book interests me a lot, and I read more books about it. The cause in this sentence is this astronomy book interests me a lot, and the effect, I read more books about it. Another is the problem solution. It portrays a relationship of ideas in a sentence where one idea poses a problem and provides possible solution to it. Example, Elena needs to pay her tuition, so she applies for a part-time job. The problem in this sentence is Elena needs to pay her tuition, and the solution, she applies for a part-time job. Another example, John is not feeling well, so his parents bring him to the hospital. The problem in the sentence is John is not feeling well, and the solution, his parents bring him to the hospital. Cause and effect shows a clear relationship between ideas, showing the cause why a certain thing happens and an effect of the identified cause. Meanwhile, problem solution portrays a relationship of ideas in a sentence where one idea poses a problem and provides possible solution to it. And for that, let us answer learning task 1. Read each sentence. Underline the cause and encircle the effect. Write your answers in your notebook. Number 1, the astronauts successfully landed, so they spent a day on the moon's surface. Number 2, these astronomy books interest me a lot and I read more books about it. Number 3, it was almost dark, so she hurried in order to arrive home on time. Number 4, the streets were flooded because of the heavy rain. And number 5, there is a huge wildfire and it causes wildlife to be homeless. So let us now answer learning task 1. For number 1, the cause is the astronauts successfully landed, so and the effect, they spent a day on the moon's surface. Number 2, the astronomy book interests me a lot, and that is the cause. And the effect, I read more books about it. And number 3, the cause in this sentence for number 3 is it was almost dark. And the effect, she hurried in order to arrive home on time. Number 4, the cause is because of the heavy rain, and the effect, the streets were flooded. Number 5, there is a huge wildfire, and the effect, it causes wildlife to be homeless. To continue for learning task number 2, choose the letters of the best answer. Write your answers in your notebook. For number 1, there were insufficient books for the pupils to use. Blank the school purchased new books for them. Number 2, after the operation, Mark wear a brace on his back and neck. Blank, it was too expensive. Number 3, children are not allowed to go out during this pandemic. Blank, they can still enjoy the ambience of home. Number 4, government officials are given the power to enforce the law. Blank, they apprehend people who disobey it. And number 5, a water pipe in the bathroom burst. Blank, a plumber came to fix it up. Okay, so we will choose the best conjunctions for item 1 to 5. So for number 1, there were insufficient books for the pupils to use. The answer, so. So the school purchased new books for them. Number 2, after the operation, Mark should wear a brace on his back and neck. And the conjunction, the answer is letter B, but it was too expensive. Number 3, children are not allowed to go out and during this pandemic. The conjunction is letter B, but they can still enjoy the ambience of home. And number 4, the conjunction is letter C, or government officials are given the power to enforce the law, or they apprehend people who disobey it. And number 5, a water pipe in the bathroom burst. Therefore, a plumber came to fix it up. The answer is letter D. For learning task 3, write C if the sentence is a compound sentence and N if not. Write your answers in your notebook. For number 1, Rosa and Ben are classmates since grade 1. Number 2, she got high score in the test but she was not happy. Number 3, she likes to play with her guitar and it makes her happy. Number 4, the class did not pass the test despite their effort to study. And number 5, I went to school early, but because of the heavy traffic, I was late. Okay, so let us now answer learning task number 3. So for number 1, Rosa and Ben are classmates since grade 1. Okay, so this is not a compound sentence, but rather this is an example of a complex sentence because of the word or conjunction seems. Number 2, she got high score in the test, but she was not happy. Okay, so this is a compound sentence. Number 3, she likes to play with her guitar and it makes her happy. The answer is letter C, compound sentence. Number 4, the class did not pass the test despite their effort to study. Okay, so the answer is letter N because this is not also a compound sentence, but rather a compound complex sentence because of the conjunction despite. And number 5, the answer is letter C. This is an example of a compound sentence. For learning task number 5, which of the following compound sentences shows cause and effect? Write check if the sentence shows cause and effect and X if it shows problem solution. Write your answers in your notebook. For number 1, you train as an astronaut or you take further studies on astronomy. Number 2, on that night, I opened my bedroom window wide so I could watch the twinkling of the stars. Number 3, the students failed their exam so they took remedial classes. Number 4, take the first learning module or leave it if you are not interested. Number 5. The doors of the aircraft closed automatically and some passengers got locked out. And number 6. Mark experienced difficulty in breathing, so his parents brought him to the clinic. And number 7. The family experienced hunger during community quarantine, so the head of the family decided to ask for alms in the street. Okay, so let us answer learning task 5. For number 1, the answer is check. This is a cause and effect, or it shows cause and effect. Number 2, the answer is still check. This is a cause and effect. And number 4, or rather number 3, this is a problem solution. And number 4, this is a number 4 sentence is an example of a cause and effect. And number 5 is also a cause and effect. And number 6, okay, this is a sentence that shows problem solution. And number 7, the answer is problem solution sentence. Okay. For learning task 6, connect the cause in column A with its effect in column B to show the cause and effect relationship. Write your answers in your notebook. So for letter A, Number one, enough hour of sleep is important. Number two, you reviewed well. Number three, Barangay Mayo Crossing had a cleanup drive campaign. Number four, mother told me to be always positive. Number five, many people didn't have work during the lockdown. And for the letter B, so letter A, so you passed the test. Letter B, but only few participated. Letter C, so Anna goes to bed at 8 in the evening. And letter D, but problems keep coming. And letter E, so they ask help from their families and friends. Okay, so let us have an answer for learning task number six. So for number one, enough hour of sleep is important. So what do you think is the effect? Okay, so Anna goes to bed at 8 a.m. in the evening. Okay, and for number two, you reviewed well. Okay, the answer is letter A, so you passed the test. Number three, Barangay Maya Crossing had a cleanup drive campaign. The answer is letter B, but only few participated. Number four, mother told me to be always positive. Okay, the answer is letter D, but problems keep coming. And number five, many people didn't have work during the lockdown. The answer is letter E, so they asked help from their families and friends. And for learning task number seven, complete each compound sentence to show cause and effect relationship. Write your answers in your notebook. So for number one, people should buy less. Number two, Japan has no swimmable beaches. Number three, artificial beaches are safe. Number four, earthquakes are more powerful than erosion. Number five, go for natural organic food. Okay, so what you are going to do is to complete the following compound sentences to show cause and effect relationship. Okay, so here are my sample answers or the possible answers. For number one, people should buy less in order to preserve money, especially in light of the necessity to budget for food purchases for those who are unemployed due to the pandemic. And number two, Japan has no swimmable beaches because most of the beaches there are man-made. Number three, artificial beaches are safe but bad for the environment. Number four, sentence. Earthquakes are more powerful than erosion because it's strong. And number five, go for the organic food instead of unhealthy foods. And for learning task number eight, complete each compound sentence to show problem solution relationship. Write your answers in your notebook. Number one, Ronelle has no money. Number two, the thief stole her laptop. Number three, there are no available vehicles going to his work. And number four, hospitals are now saturated by COVID-19 patients. And number five, many Filipinos lose their jobs due to pandemic. Okay, so here are the possible answers. For number one, Ronel has no money, so he applies for a job. Number two, the thief stole her laptop, so she reported it at the police station. Number three, there are no available vehicles going to his work, so he buy a motorcycle to use a service. And number four, hospitals are now saturated with COVID-19 patients, so the DOH appealed to the people to be vaccinated. And number five, many Filipinos lose their jobs due to pandemic, so most of them plant vegetables in their backyard. For learning task 9, choose the letters of the best answers. Write your answer in your notebook. For number 1, there were insufficient books for the pupils to use. Blank the school purchased new books for them. Is it A because, B in order to, C so, or D so that? Number 2, after the operation, Mark should wear a brace on his back and neck. Blank it was too expensive. A and B but, C or D so. Number 3, children are not allowed to go out during this pandemic. Blank, they still can enjoy the ambience of home. A and B but, C or D so. Number 4. The government officials are given the power to enforce the law. Blank, they apprehend people who disobey it. A and B but, C or D so. Number 5. A water pipe in the bathroom burst. Blank, a plumber came to fix it up. A because, B so that, C so, or D therefore. Okay, so let us now answer learning task 9. So for number 1, the answer is letter C, so. Number 2, the answer is letter B, but. Number 3, the answer is letter B, but. Number 4, the answer is letter C, or. And number 5, the answer is letter D, therefore. And that concludes our discussion about cause and effect and problem solution. I hope that you learned a lot from our discussion this morning. Thank you and God bless everyone.